Can you please go through the proper way to do Avdala? Meaning, we do the prayer, then how much of the wine are we supposed to consume? What do we do if we have left after that amount? Do we need to do a prayer if we decide that we wish to drink it after we put out the candle? And if I may, please explain the best way to take out the candle to do... okay, settle. Okay, so Havdalah is as follows. You have where the Sidur. So you have Havdalah where all Sidurim have a Havdalah in them, and it depends if you are you have the custom of doing some of the extra blessings or not. There are certain extra blessings that could make Havdalah take 4, 5, 6 times more time, but they're spiritually more extraordinary. And there's people that just fulfill the basic requirements, which is just say some of the basic blessings, the Kosh Yeshua Esau, B'Shem Hashem Ikra, Ana Hashem Oshiana. You go to that nusach, you don't do any of the additions. And again, that's everybody has their own customs of what they add or not. But the basic requirements of the Havdalah is first to do the Borei Pri HaGefen. You do the blessing of Borei Pri HaGefen, but at that time you do not drink. You don't drink the wine, but you look at the wine to see your reflection, especially a reflection of your forehead. The Chachamim said that someone that does not find the reflection of their forehead on the wine, meaning after seriously looking, sometimes it takes a few tries or you have to look at a few different shades, but someone does not see a reflection of their forehead on the thing, should be concerned for their life. So when you do the blessing of the Gefen, you simply look at the wine and see your reflection. You do not drink. After that, you do the blessing on the Besamim. The Besamim is you take something, you smell it, something that smells good, incense of some kind. You can use pretty much anything that smells good. You smell it, and you have to make sure that you know what it is, whether it's atzeh besamim, asveh besamim, or mineh besamim. If it's some type of tree of some kind, a branch of a tree, then it's a atzeh besamim. If it's some type of flower, then it's asveh besamim. If it's some type of incense or something like that, then it's mineh besamim. So make sure you do the right blessing. And then you do the Borei Me'ora Esh. Now the Esh you light before you start Avdala, which means that you have to start Avdala after the Shabbat has ended already. You don't start Avdala before Shabbat ended. So you light the fire before you start Avdala. And when you do the blessing of Borei Me'ora Esh, you take your fingers, you take your hand like this, you cover your thumb, and you put your hand next to the fire, not too close. You don't have to burn yourself or anything, but close enough that you can see reflection of the fire against your fingernails, making them more shiny and so on. And then you turn it like this, meaning the opposite of what my hand is, where you constantly are seeing the back of the hand, but now this time without the covered thumb. Some people have different customs. The point is to see the fingernails, which is to remind yourself that you're going from the holy to the mundane, just like Adam HaRishon made a mistake of making a mistake in Gan Eden. You should know that he, as a result, went down in his significance. You are going from the holy to mundane, but don't go down. Meaning stay holy the whole week. Stay holy with your Kedusha, stay holy with your Torah, and so on and so forth. So that's in essence the reminder from that fire part. Then you do the last blessing, which is Baruch Atah Hashem Avdi ben Kodesh Lechol, ben Or Lechoshech, ben Yisrael Amim, uben Yom HaShevi L'Shesh Dimei Maaseh, Baruch Atah Hashem Avdi ben Kodesh Lechol. That's that blessing. Then you drink pretty much the whole cup, whatever you have. It should be 3 ounces. You drink the whole cup. As quickly as you can. That's really what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be like sipping it and then, giving it to people or anything, or sipping it and like drinking it the whole night. Supposed to, in essence, drink the whole thing. drink the whole thing. That's why a person that can't drink the whole thing shouldn't, get one of these cups that's too big, that's like 6 ounces or 7 ounces, and it's tough for them. If a person has a difficulty drinking wine, they could drink grape juice instead, just as long as they drink the quantity. It should be 3 ounces is what they should drink, and they should consume it as fast as possible. Literally should be within a few seconds. It's not like, don't take like 10 minutes or 20 minutes walking around with it or anything like that. Like, you should drink it as soon as possible, and it should be 3 ounces. Now, if a person cannot drink wine, they could drink grape juice. Kosher grape juice is very common. You should drink it. Ideally, you should drink wine, and not just wine, but wine that's lo mevushal. So it's best to drink lo mevushal wine. That's uncooked wine. That's ideal for Havdalah. Okay? But if you can't handle wine, it hurts you or something like that, which is common, then you either have to find a wine that doesn't hurt you or simply drink grape juice. But even if grape juice affects you, then give somebody else the wine to drink. Give somebody else the wine to drink, or perhaps even give them the thing to do the Havdalah altogether. But if you want to do the Havdalah and somebody else drink the wine, you technically can do that. If that's the case, they can drink it. That's that. Now, after you have drunk the wine, then you do the last blessing, which is the Me'ayin Shalosh. That is the blessing for drinking wine. And that's it. After you've completed that blessing, you're officially done with Havdalah. Now, some people will say, Havdalah is really finished after you drink the wine. Yes, technically you're right. Havdalah is finished after you drink the wine, but you still have to do an ending blessing for drinking the wine. So you have to do that. Now, what about the candle? The way we do it at my house is as follows. I learned from Rav Mutzafi, Shichyeh. He is an extraordinary Talmidie Chacham, one of the head Talmidim of Rav Tzion Abba Shaul. He's the son of Rav Salma Mutzafi, which was one of the Gedolei Ador also, and a huge Mekubal. And Rav Mutzafi says that people that pour their wine on the fire of the candle to shut off the fire are desecrating the wine. They're desecrating the wine. It's inappropriate to pour it from the glass, from the cup, on the candle to pour it out. It's not appropriate. It's desecrating the wine. So how do you shut off the wine? There's a couple of ways. One way that you can do is that typically when there's a custom that people have to fill up their cup of wine all the way to the top. Now, of course, unless you have an extremely steady hand, like a sniper from the Navy SEALs, typically you're going to hold the cup and there's going to be some wine that pours. Now, let that wine pour onto that plate that's under you. Now, that wine poured onto the cup by itself. You're not pouring it yourself. It poured by itself because, it's moving. That wine that's on the plate, you're allowed to use that wine to shut off the candle. That wine you can use. Because that's not wine that was part of the blessing. That's not wine that is, in essence, that was supposed to be drunk. That's wine that poured out. That's fine. That's fine. Because no one's going to drink that wine. That's not really wine that people drink. So that wine you can use to shut off the candle. You could use that wine for the sgula of touching the wine and then putting it on your head for memory and all types of other sgulot that have to do with that particular wine that poured by itself. Not that you're pouring it and now half the glass is on the cup and you think that you're a genius. No. The wine fell by itself because you filled it up to the cup, like it says in Tehillim, that the wine, the kos is the cup is filled all the way up to the top, and you can do that. But you shouldn't fill it up to the cup if you're not going to drink it. If you know you're not going to drink the whole thing, you're only going to drink the minimum requirement, and half the cup is going to be wasted. That's not good either. You have to drink it. Now, or if you know that wine is going to, fall on your clothes, that's also not a good thing. The story with Rashi came to a community and they had him do Havdalah, and they started pouring the wine, and he told them, "Why are you ruining my clothes?" And they said, "What are you talking about, Kvod Harav?" He says, "You're pouring enough wine. That wine's going to spill on my clothes. You're ruining my clothes." So sometimes, people want to do these gulot, but they cause more damage than good. So you pour the wine. If you are going to fill up to the cup, assuming you're going to drink that, and a little bit of that wine falls onto that plate that goes under the cup, that's perfectly fine. You can use that wine to shut off the candle. I don't do that. What I do is very simple. I clap on top of the fire as many times as it takes. 1, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times. It's a fun thing to do with the kids. Everybody claps, and then I tell everybody that they shut off the fire, even though obviously they're little and they didn't do it, but they did it. 1 week it's Yosef, another week it's Ovadia, another week it's Sarah, another week it's Ima, even if she wasn't there. It's somebody always doing it. Everybody gets the credit. Everybody has fun. It's a nice way to finish Shabbat, and that's it. We clap and we give ourselves another excuse to be happy, and that's it. That's how we do it. We clap in order to shut off the fire. That's how we do it. Some people, like I said, do it with the wine, but you have to be careful not to pour the wine from the cup on the fire. Rav Mutzapi says it's terrible. You don't want to listen to Rav Mutzapi? You want to listen to something else? Find another source. Anyone that does something else, anyone that's pouring the wine from the cup on their fire, please find a legitimate source in the Torah, that sage that says it's okay, not your local rabbi. So find it in a sefer. Says it's okay, then you have something to rely on. Forget about proving me right, proving me wrong. It's not my law. If you have a source that says it's okay, not your local rabbi, it's in a serious sefer by a gadol, and that's no less than Rav Mutzapi, that says it's okay for you to pour it directly from the cup, you could do that too. But if you don't have it, you have nothing to rely on other than people's habits, I wouldn't recommend it. So with that being said, I think that should give people a nice Havdalah. Of course, after that Havdalah is finished, people should, try to already get ready for Seudah Revi'it, the 4th meal that's after Shabbat. If you have kids, perhaps you have to put them to sleep first. But either way, it's the Seudah Revi'it, and that's it. That's Havdalah.
אני מברך את הרבנים, רגע. אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל מה שיפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכרו לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הודיעו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.
בעזרת השם רשת בכל הארץ. הוא היהודי הזה, הוא היה מיליונר, סגר את כל הביזנס, אמר אני משקיע פה בעולמה של תורה.
איפה הוא גר?
בפלורידה.
פלורידה, איפה זה פלורידה? באמריקה.
מיאמי. כן, ליד. אנחנו שם עכשיו הולכים להקים קהילה ספרדית.
חזק אותו בשמי.
קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
תעבירו מה שבירכתי אותו.
כן, קהילה ספרדית גדולה.